You're listening to Australia's national youth radio station, Triple J. For more info, go to triplej.net.au.
Hey, what about that? We've got a theme.
Well, technically, I was very quick to point out when we put that theme on, what will this be called? This will be called Ross's theme.
How good is that? You
Ross
see?
Noble.
Slowly but surely, the show becomes a show.
And how does it do it? With this.
It's brilliant. You see, for me, right, and I'm just saying this. I don't know about you, and this I might not be in the regular headspace here, but for me, 4 hours of that would maybe 3.5. That's a show. Just there, just that.
What was it about this theme exactly that grabbed you? Why did this say yes? This is the one.
It's upbeat, you know. It's got a kind of it's got an upbeat feel, which I feel this show is, you know. But it also has singing chipmunks.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it.
You see? I mean, obviously they're in the chorus, whatever the song is there. The boo-boo-be-doo.
Yeah.
They're about the... I'm sure, like this show, if you were to allow them to go on, they would come out with a hard-hitting message.
At the end of the track.
Yeah.
This one's for George Bush.
Exactly. You know, chipmunks against Bush. Something like that. You know, we don't know. We don't know the political persuasions of the chipmunk. They probably would be against Bush, though, because he's all for logging, isn't he?
Yes.
He's all for logging and cutting down trees, and of course the chipmunks, they love it.
Not up for that.
They love a treetop home.
They do.
Oh, that's them building a treetop home right there. And before you ring in, because I know yesterday we had all this bother with me and me fly army. Chipmunks probably live in trees and not at the tops. Do they live at the tops of trees?
Someone will call in and tell us. I can guarantee you that.
Their tree-based home rather than their actual tree-top home, just in case anyone wants to ring and go, well, actually, I think you'll find the chipmunks only bury into the roots of the trees and make small bungalows, and they don't like stairs.
You're quite certain that these are chipmunks?
Oh,
not Oompa Loompas, not jockeys. You're certain?
Oompa Loompas are too oompa.
Oh, yeah, they're a bit more guttural, aren't they?
They're too deep, yeah. Or jockeys.
Jockeys?
That's a beautiful image.
Have a listen to this and tell me if you think it's jockeys. Just imagine, just for a minute, they're all, just before the traps open, you know, when they're all sitting on their horses, just ready, and it's the 5:37 from Wangaraza, and they're just about to start any second now. It's jockeys, isn't it? It might be jockeys.
It's singing jockeys. This is
That's how they get in the zone before the race. They just link arms and have a bit of a sing-along.
In the dressing room, they all, when they do the weigh-in, they're all there together on their big scales and that. And they're just going there. Because they've really got to work, jockeys, you know? They've got to get their weight down and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe it's two fretting jockeys standing there going,
I don't know if I'm fair. I don't know if I've got my weight down enough. Oh, I'm hoping to have a big win today. Oh, I'll just get on the scales there, right? If I'm a pound over, I don't get to race. I've lost a pound!
No one's ever going to get sick of this, are they?
Not at all. You see, I wonder how long we could go.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's make that theme the entire... We've got other theme music. We should... I'll tell you what I found.
What did you find?
In the vault. I'll not play it yet. A little bit later on.
Bit of a teaser.
Yeah, I found a lost... I know your love of Delta Guttering.
No, not my love.
Yes.
Not my love.
Your love.
No.
She's your Delta.
No.
Delta.
No, it's my ABC. It is not my Delta.
Delta, I've been...
Sorry, waiter. I don't believe I ordered that.
Could we have the bill, please, for the Delta? No. You see, you even before I said Goodram, is it Goodram or Goodram? It's good... I can't remember.
Goodram is her porn name. It's Goodram.
Okay, well, it's funny you should say that.
Yes, of course it is.
Yes. That's helpful, because if it wasn't, it'd be a very dull show. Good. Repeatedly. Yes, you know how she had an album that wasn't released?
Yes, the first Lost album.
Yeah, not the Lost album.
What?
No. Before that, right, she used her musical stylings. I don't want to say too much, but she used to add the music for, shall I say, adult features.
No.
Honest to God. Later on, I'm going to play you the Delta Good Rum Rum Ra. Mum-Ra? Delta Mum-Ra. What a... Oh, from Thundercats. Was that a popular show over here?
Thundercats. What year was that?
Mum-Ra the Ever Living. Probably...
Maybe.
1990?
Maybe.
90?
Don't go by what I say because, clearly I'm not cool. If it was cool, I probably don't know about it.
Well, maybe later on our 10-year-old child supervisor.
Michaela
will be able to... She'll know about Thundercats. Delta... Mum-Ra was a sort of a... it was Mum-Ra the Ever Living, and he used to rise up. The Thundercats lived... you must remember Eye of Thunder, Eye of Thundera. And
vaguely.
Eye of Thundera, give me sight beyond sight.
Are you high?
A little bit. Are you high on drugs? I'm not, but I'm a bit... sometimes when you're not fully... When your mind's not together...
I know that all the time.
Yeah, as you so adequately proved earlier on with the fruit thing. We had a beautiful moment. I'll tell you what I did earlier on, but tell people about your fruit thing.
The fruit thing? Oh, the fruit thing was...
High quality.
I can't even remember what I said.
We are idiots, right?
I am an idiot.
I brought some fruit in, right? Some strawberries, and just went, there we go. I thought we could do the fruit thing this morning.
Oh, and at the time the last couple of days, believe it or not, we have had a running sheet telling us what we were going to do from one half an hour to the next. We haven't followed it, but at the time that Ross said that, I was trying to write things in the running sheet, and I wrote the fruit thing for between 11 o'clock and 11:30. Not even bothering to ask what the fruit thing was.
Exactly. I was offering you fruit. You put
just
it
saying,
down.
do you want to do the fruit thing, as in, do you want to have a strawberry?
So basically, sometime...
I'll lock that in for 11:15, no worries.
Sometime, in an hour's time, we'll do some sort of fruit thing.
We will do a fruit thing.
And you said, oh, they're quite nice. And I went, yeah, I think they're from the strawberry farm. Now, there's a place called the Strawberry Farm which does excellent strawberries.
Yes,
fresh
well, you'd
strawberries.
expect it.
Exactly.
From the strawberry farm.
I didn't mean you get them from the... of course they come from a farm. But I'm sure somebody will ring in and say, no, actually, strawberries are grown in space. But this morning...
Squirrels.
Yeah, by chipmunks in their lofty treetop homes. This morning... I was a bit tired. I had a bit of a late night last night. And, by the way, I was quite busy yesterday and I didn't get a prize for the competition.
For the music quiz, the band quiz.
Don't worry,
which is coming up later in the show.
Oh, yeah, there's a whole heap of stuff. We should really tell you what's happening later in the show. We don't really know yet. But, this morning I was so sort of sleepy and confused and a little bit out of it that I got up and I went to the toilet and then I was standing there. And after I'd finished, and this just, and strictly speaking, this isn't my country of birth. It's not my origins.
No.
I can't claim to fully understand the ways of this country. But basically, the two buttons on the top of the cistern, the half and the full, could not get it. Could not work it out this morning.
What?
It was like somebody put a supercomputer in front of me and gone, I was like a monkey trying to do the complete works of Shakespeare.
Did you sound like this?
That was actually while I was weighing. That's the noise I make as I evacuate myself. I was stood there, literally, I weighed, and then I was just looking at these buttons going, oh, which one is it? Is it the long one? Is it the short one? I'll press them both.
What happened?
I'll tell you that in an hour's time.
So we have a lost Delta track.
Yes, we've got the lost Delta track. Essentially, just so you know, basically, you're listening to idiots.
Pretty much.
That's all you need to know. But so we've got a lost Delta track. Oh, the hunt for Big Kev.
The hunt for Big Kev continuing from yesterday. We got close.
Yeah.
We had people ringing in saying where he likes to have a drink, where he likes to shop.
Well, I've got a little lead, which we didn't have time to do yesterday, but basically we're hunting for Big Kev, and there's also on similar manhunt style activity, there's something else which I've got to tell. So that's to look for.
We might talk about that.
We've got Michaela and...
we'll have our guest interview. Did you book one today?
I didn't at all, but if you want to be a guest in the final section...
If you'd like to be interviewed, if you're worthy of interviewing.
If you know somebody, give us a ring.
And it has to be pretty hot. We've already had a former escort And
a woman that thinks she's a fairy.
Fairy Laura.
And this is what you would, if you were to actually do brain surgery on Fairy Laura, this is what you'd hear in her head. So it's all to come, it's all to play for. It's going to be 4 hours of the most magnificent radio you've ever heard.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you on Triple J.
Hello. Sorry, you looked at me. I've just been. I've got loads. So
much stuff. Where do we start?
Yeah, I don't. Well, there's Michelle. She's just rung in to say that she's on her way to Fairy Laura's shop.
In Bellingen, in New South Wales. Our interview subject of yesterday.
Yeah, she. If you didn't hear it, basically Fairy Laura. She's got a shop. She's a fairy. Or so she claims. We haven't actually run tests, but Michelle is on her way there, and possibly she could, do some sort of pull the wings off her or something. I don't know. And then, so I put the phone down. I didn't put the phone down. Said bye first. Put the phone down there. Who's next on the line? It's only Fairy Laura.
See, she really is psychic.
She's got the psychic
She mentioned
powers.
Yesterday she was psychic.
And then
we didn't believe it.
Exactly. But straight away. As if by freaky fairy magic, she's on the phone straight away saying, do you want that reading? I've only been talking about her. My ears weren't even burning, right? So hopefully we'll speak to Michelle. She can check out the shop.
Yep.
Just suss it out. Make sure,
Make sure it's legit.
And not dangerous.
Yeah.
And then, because you don't know, do you? She sounded lovely on the phone, Fairy Laura, but, I want to make sure the shop exists. Do you know what I mean?
Well, maybe if it's a fairy shop, maybe it's like those things in the magic faraway tree. They're there for a little bit and then they disappear and then they pop up somewhere else and then they disappear.
Oh, that'd make doing your tax a nightmare, wouldn't it? It seems to be that in the second quarter of last year, you seem to have dropped slightly in your profit margin. Oh, yeah, that was when we were magically travelling through some kind of celestial different zone.
So Fairy Laura's going to give you a reading.
Yeah,
she's a psychic reading on air.
I believe so. Yes. So
that's weird that she couldn't do that yesterday, and then all of a sudden today, now that she's had time to have a bit of a think about what she might say about your future, suddenly she's ready to give you a psychic reading.
Yes, but we didn't necessarily say she was going to do me, did we?
Oh, hang on.
Or you.
This
in
could
fact,
be embarrassing.
what we could do is we could bring a third person in here and get her to do that person. Now, strictly speaking, we don't have anyone else.
We don't
in the building, but I'm sure we could. I tell you, but there's a big glass window down there. I could go out and just
grab someone walking past.
Yeah, exactly. That bloke there, walking up the stairs. Look, tucking in his pants.
No, I don't want him in here.
No, he does look like he's killed many times, but but he got in the building, so he must have passed security. It's a filter.
Don't talk about the manager of the ABC like that. It's really.
Is that the manager of the ABC?
I don't know.
Probably is, isn't it? We're probably not even on air anymore. So so that's and apparently Amy this morning, my fly army yesterday.
Yesterday, yes, there was a fly in the studio, and you decided you.
That's right.
What was that? It was going to be the first member of the fly army.
Yeah, I was trying to create some sort of insect. So I've got to apologise to Bella, who just rang in, who doesn't want to hear about chipmunks and flies. Sorry, you have no life.
Why would you not want to hear this?
She just doesn't. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, and you need to seek counselling. Now, that was a nice fade up. That I like that. So basically, Amy this morning, I didn't hear this, but apparently she gagged on a fly while on air.
Oh, when Amy was doing the brekkie show.
While she was doing the breakfast show, she was talking like that,
and it was a fly.
Choked on a fly. Now, two things. One, they've obviously started training. It's after the new year. They're trying to utilise them.
They're getting back into it.
Exactly. But two, that does now mean that my forces are somewhat depleted. If she gagged on one of me generals,
it's gone.
That sounded wrong. But apparently that was, so the fly made an appearance. And Sam, as well, we're talking about famous people, brushes with famous people.
Yesterday, yes.
He said, first off, he kicked it. You know how yesterday I said that we don't need to say the time because everyone's got to watch?
Yeah.
He said, no, he lives out in the middle of nowhere and I think he's working, I don't know, he's up a stick or something, but he's working and he reckons that he hasn't got a clock or a watch and we do need to do the time.
We need to be doing time calls according to Sam.
Exactly. So the time now is exactly 22. There you go.
You've done a very first morning of answering the phones already.
Yeah. It's exactly 22. I thought
like...
I'd shout it because he's probably away from his vehicle.
Or he's on a tractor and, got it turned up loud.
That's true.
I love the fact that, I tend to be, when I'm answering the phones, yes, no, you've just gone. Everyone has called, everyone will get a mention.
Yeah,
I like it.
Oh, you meant to filter it. Oh, I see.
No.
Sorry, hang on a second. I've done a terrible thing, haven't I, there? What I've done is I've talked to... Yeah.
You're too friendly.
Yeah.
That's your problem.
You know what I need to do? I need to work myself up into more of a hard-edged... There's only one way to do that, is to play me special music.
No.
Come on!
We're never going to get sick of it.
I just punched the microphone by accident there. That was a genuine punch of the mic. So, shall we play some more music before people start kicking off at the lack of music?
We will, and then we should update people on what our search is for today. Oh, it's a good one.
It is. Did you just fade that down by any chance at the end there?
I'd faded down the last 5 seconds.
It's just as well you did, because you know what happens just after that fades down?
Oh.
That's what happens. It's weird. I don't think that's an adequate end to a track myself, but you're right to fade it down. You should see the video.
I just jumped in with that. I was going, what? Are we playing it? We're not playing it again, are we? Yes, we're playing it again.
Because there'll be what's great is, like, if we have to pay every time we play that track, there'll be some kind of crazed Latvian composer somewhere that's just penniless. And all of a sudden it's, I have a big check from Australia. And there's just hundreds of sat there in his treetop home surrounded by chipmunks.
Wouldn't it be great if we could get that to number 1 in the Hottest 100?
Oh, now you're talking. You
Ross's theme.
You see?
Voting via SMS and on the website.
Yeah,
Let's go.
On. I tell you what, I don't want it at number 1. I just think, let's get it. If we could just get it at number 100. Come on, let's do it. Let's just hear the track you're voting for again there. And strictly speaking, it's only 12 seconds long.
You know what it needs?
What?
It needs someone very skilled and clever to mix it.
Yeah.
Like, we need someone to put some effects or maybe a couple of beats and, mix it up and send us an MP3. We're going to have an email address very soon, possibly by the end of today, which is quite exciting for this show.
That's great, isn't it? The fact we might have an email address sometime in the future. Possibly.
We will. Maybe by the end of the show today.
Yeah.
We might be. Slowly. We didn't have themes for the first, and aren't we glad we've got them now?
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, you've got a very cheeky one coming up after 11 o'clock.
Oh, wait until you hear this. This is Delta Goodrum's adult feature soundtrack
That she has done?
She's done it. I found it on a cassette. I nearly said that. that gives you an idea of what's happening in the studio here. We haven't got an email. We're watching
Vita videos.
Yeah, all the songs that you hear are coming off cassette. Every single one. If at any point you hear something a bit stretched, that's why.
It's off cassette. And we had a call out, I didn't catch the person's name, someone who's wanting to know what the competitions are at the moment. And of course, we're trying to track down Big Kev, which I said was the only competition that we have running at the moment. Although it's not really a competition, it's more like stalking, really. And just as, I was ending the call, and just as she was hanging up the phone, I could just hear her saying to whoever else was in the room with her, "We've got to find Big Kev." So clearly, people are fired up.
Yeah.
They're ready to do it. They're ready to track him down.
I like to think that people all over Australia are setting up their own operations rooms. They're setting up nerve centres, possibly with a small portly doll, that they can move around a map. Possibly. That's what we need as well. We need a
satellite tracking system.
Yes. We need a map of Australia with all the towns on it where we can put pins in to say where we've seen Big Kev.
Well, the Gold Coast was featuring very heavily yesterday.
It seems to be. And also, this is what I was going to say earlier on, the lead that we had at the end of the show was somebody said, and again, this is with our magnificent research, somebody said that their friend that they hadn't seen for years, that they went to school with, she'd bumped into this friend and said, "Oh, what are you doing for New Year's?" She's only gone to a party at Big Kev's house, which was next door to her house. So essentially, so we know in the timeline, because this is the other thing we've got to do, like good detectives, we have to have a timeline on his movements. So
we need to get a DNA sample at some point. I think that's very important.
Very much so. We'll just go down to the Salvos. We'll find a bit of silk hanging out of the bin like that. Is that an Australian flag? Big Kev's donated. So essentially, we know that he had a party. Now, if he had a party, he invited guests.
Yeah. And presumably they turned up.
Yes. I thought that would be a terrible party, wouldn't it? Just Big Kev sat there with just beakers full of bleach.
With a glass of champagne, just sitting forlornly in an armchair, just going through his own record collection. And it's too much now, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not enough. I know people will ring in and say more, and other people will ring in and say no more. But, you know, that's the way the world works, isn't it? But basically, if you were a guest at Big Kev's party, or you know somebody that was at that party, then... Because the net's closing, you know.
You can remain anonymous. I'm tipping there are a lot of people who want to come forward. It's like Crime Stoppers.
Yes.
You know, I want to say something, but I'm afraid that perhaps...
Big Kev will turn.
Yeah.
And he'll put out a hit on you. That's not going to happen.
No,
but essentially, not only is this a radio programme, it's also a sort of an amateur witness protection programme. That's what we like to offer. You know, we can offer that for any crimes. Ring up. That's going to be confusing. People ringing up want to know about Fairy Laura.
I'm glad you're answering the phones today.
But this, right, now, on the subject of the Crime Stoppers, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes.
Because I ripped this out of the paper, and there's now, what would you think the most heinous crime committable would be?
Well, murder.
Well, you'd think,
you
wouldn't
can't take someone else's life. It's not on. It's not Australian.
it's just not Australian. You're right. It's not murder. It's not. It's more Swiss. Do you know what I mean?
Swiss.
They love a murder. The Swiss.
We're going to get calls.
What, from the Toblerone factory? Just a load of people.
The Swedish chef will ring up.
A Swedish chef from Switzerland.
Oh, that went wrong, didn't it?
Sorry, I shouldn't have mentioned that.
Sorry.
I'll move on. The cuckoo clocks and that. If you're Swiss...
Any stereotype you can come up with.
Yeah, it's all that. It's all that part of the world, isn't it?
If it's not Australian, it's Swiss.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, imagine you got a cuckoo clock for Christmas and you say, I'm not putting that up, it's not Australian. It's just not Australian. Now then, so, in the paper, and there's even a picture, right, which I love. I'll just read you this, right. A large stuffed toy was stolen from Village Cinemas at Fountain Gate Shopping Centre
in Victoria.
Narrow Warren, right.
Narrow Warren, yeah.
Yeah, Narrow Warren? Narrow? Narrow Warren.
I love doing this to you. Keep going.
A Narrow Warren, that's where a very slim rabbit lives. Get down that Narrow Warren. The Lofty Branch, that's where a giddy chipmunk lives.
Hello.
So, hi. The police said a man and a woman saw a film. You see, that's... a criminal mastermind doesn't just go in there and commit the crime, doesn't just nick the stuffed toy. They see a film, they blend in.
Yeah, they look normal.
They get into society. At about 9:30, it was on September the 20th of last year, and they are believed to have remained in the foyer until all the other patrons had left. They're believed to. They don't know they did. They disguised themselves. They covered themselves in glue and rolled in popcorn. And were able to disguise themselves. About 11:30, so it's 2 hours after the film. So it was obviously a short film, probably a light romantic comedy. It's not, it's not an epic. So that maybe gives you a clue. You see the detective's mind working right there. Until all the other patrons had left, and then the woman is said to have jumped over the counter in the candy bar. And you're on a date, right? And we've all been on dates where we've thought, this isn't going particularly well. Well, let's steal something.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Or a memento of the night. Maybe it's gone so well that you want to take something to remember it.
That's true, but I'm thinking this was possibly a date gone wrong, and they went, or maybe she went, it's so good, let's commit some sort of misdemeanor. They stole a Garfield, a giant Garfield. It's one. It's 1.5 metres tall and weighs about 25 kilograms. So she's fit, this lass. She's no slouch. She's vaulted over the thing. She's nicked the Garfield. It says a woman aged between 18 and 20 is described as Caucasian, thin build with light to dark frizzy hair. The man is in his early 20s, was Caucasian, medium build with dark receding hair. Now that would annoy you, wouldn't it? Like if you were going a bit bald and you were thinking, "Ooh, fantastic! I'll nick that." Oh, I'm not receding. So listen. So what we want you to do, right? A fat man was. I'm not fat. Oh, was it you? Oh. So not only are we looking for Big Kev, we're looking for the Garfield. Now listen. I know it's 18 to 20, so it's the chances are these people are listening to Triple J right now. And if you are, we're not going to grass up. If you give us the Garfield, we'll receive it. We'll take it back. We'll put it in a cab, send it to the studio. It was obviously hijinks gone wrong. The police are involved. It's made the papers. They're obviously... You don't burn it. You can't dispose of a Garfield body.
No.
You know, you chuck that in the river, it's going to float, isn't it? You know, it's full of polystyrene. So... Basically, if you know who stole the Garfield, if you know the people involved, let's get that Garfield back. We've got, what have we got, 4 hours?
3 hours.
3 hours. Now, blimey.
Well, and Terri Psiakis with you. And we have someone on the line who's called us. Michelle, are you there?
Yes, hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
That's good. And whereabouts are you at the moment?
We are in Fairy Laura's shop.
You're not.
We are.
Or as I prefer to call it, the hub of all evil.
No, it's not evil at all.
Can you describe the shop to us?
Yes, it's very magical. When you walk in, there's gold dust sprinkled all over the floor. And as you... fairy dust. I've just been corrected.
Don't piss off the fairies, whatever you do.
And as you walk through, there's lots of creatures hanging around. We've got lots of coloured tulle from the ceiling. And up at the counter, there's a big toadstool. And in the corner, we have Fairy Laura's little pet cockatiel called Astro Boy. And he's very friendly. We
actually heard about Astro Boy. You know how we found out about Astro Boy?
No.
We hadn't mentioned it on air, but the woman that runs the laundrette 2 doors down from Fairy Laura rang up and grassed her up about the cockatoos.
Oh, okay.
And have you purchased... Lynn, that was her name. Have you purchased anything or planning to purchase anything?
No, we were looking at the rain sticks.
Rain sticks?
Yeah. Do you want to grab a rain stick? And we can...
Oh, a rain stick.
Yeah,
I thought you
know,
said something quite different.
That sounds that you can hear the sound of the rain.
Oh.
We'll see if we can do it into the phone.
Isn't it cheaper just to, I don't know, maybe just go outside? Is it? Go on.
Could you hear that?
Do it again?
Do it again. We've just got to turn it upside down.
Doesn't sound like rain.
Does that sound like rain?
I think it really should be called more sort of like hollowed out wood rice stick, really.
Yeah.
Strictly speaking. And how much does a rain stick go for?
I don't know.
It's been a long time since I've bought a rain stick.
Well, $35. That's very cheap.
They've gone up.
Oh, in my... you see, I'm actually allergic to high prices.
No, yes. That's quite reasonable.
Now,
I thought.
What's your take on Fairy Laura, Michelle? Is she in fact nuts?
No, not at all.
No.
She's gorgeous.
She's got you. Is she holding a fairy wand to your throat as we speak?
No, she's not, but she does have her wings on. But she's grabbing for the wand now. Oh, she has got the wand out now.
She's got her wand out.
She's waving it.
Oh, God.
I'd duck if I were you.
Why
Michelle.
do I feel this is going to turn into the most bizarre hostage negotiation situation? Step away from the wand. Step away from the wings. Well, thanks for informing us on the Fairy Laura. I can only call it situation. But I think we'll let her know that we'll go for the reading later on.
Okay.
We're up for that, but thanks for calling.
We're going to take some photos. Would you like us to email them in or put them on the guest book?
When we get one,
we'll let you know.
That's all right. We're not back in Melbourne for another week, so take your time.
You've done very well, Michelle.
Thank you. Have a great day, guys.
Thanks for calling.
Cheers.
Not a problem. Bye.
I'm fading her down.
That's nice. Somebody rang in just on the Big Kev issue. I've forgotten his name now. Oh yeah, Daniel rang in and said, "What?
N-A-W-R-A. How do you pronounce that?
Nawra is Nara.
Nara. That is Nara.
Yeah.
He's rung up and gone, is Big Kevin Nara? He thought it was a competition. Like
Maybe he meant Nowra. Nowra.
Nowra.
Which is a place.
Ah. But he was ringing up, rather than going, I've seen Big Kev, he rang up and going, is he there? Like, he thinks that
we've got our finger on Big Kev.
Can we just point this out? We haven't actually got Big Kev and put him in a town. When we say we're trying to find him, we are actually trying to find him. We don't know he's where. It's not a
This is not like, it's not like the Triple M Fugitive.
No,
it's not like you can have it narrated down to a suburb and then
If you do see Big Kev, then give us a ring and let us know. Don't run up to him and demand money, because he'll be terrified. So that's all. But on the Garfield issue, do ring in and let us know.
A large Garfield. How tall was the Garfield?
It was 1.5 metres.
1.5 metre tall Garfield stolen from a shopping centre cinema. And we are trying to... See, I knew this story was big when I got home yesterday, and one of my housemates had cut it out and stuck it on the fridge. That's how I knew this was major news.
It's a full... I mean, it's almost into kidnap territory.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
Someone has kidnapped Garfield. That's not on. We care for some reason, and if you know anything about...
I just think, how
can you hide a 1.5 metre Garfield?
Some people's houses, you know those. I don't know. I've not seen your house, but is it? You
couldn't hide it at my house.
It's one of those things. You know, there's some lasses. They have all the stuffed toys on the bed. You know, and maybe ones that are particularly odd. Have got huge.
Must have seen something. Even if they were taking it from the cinema to the car, you could have been driving through the car park and seen them dragging a Garfield along. You could have been in traffic later on that night, looked over at the car next to you while you're waiting at the traffic lights, as you do, and thought, there's a Garfield passenger in that car.
But you see, they're probably devious. What they probably did was they probably got one of them big monster trucks with the large windows and stuck the Garfield to it.
Or a stretch limo with tinted windows so that no one could see.
Yeah, so it looked like those sticky Garfields that you used to get when Garfield was at the height of his fame. But because of the largeness of the window, it was... Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, it was in proportion, so it just looked like a sticky Garfield.
I like the idea that they actually did hire a stretch limo specifically.
Well, you would. It's Garfield.
Yeah.
It's not just anyone.
If you know who nicked it, or if you nicked it, then honestly, you're not going to get in any trouble at all.
Well, not from us.
Well, not from us, obviously, but, we're not going to pass on the information, are we? I mean, we might pocket the Crime Stoppers reward that we pick up and then spend it on prizes. That's what we'll do. But, or if you've just... So, give us a ring if you know who did it, or if if it was you and you want to confess and you want to just put it in a cab and send it down here.
You know what would be brilliant? If we could kill two birds with one stone. If we found out that Big Kev stole the Garfield, that would make my year. And it's only the of January.
If the Garfield came down and it ripped its face off and Big Kev was inside the Garfield costume... That would mean it'd only be 1.5 metres high, which would be a little bit weird. And also give us a ring if you've if either a flatmate or maybe you've gone back to the house of some lass, or you've gone to look at a house or something, and that somebody's got some kind of freaky soft toy, or like doll obsession. That might be worth... maybe we could find... Because we've still got to find a guest for the final hour.
We do.
If you know some sort of doll collector type...
Careful, because you're straying into plushie area. You know what plushies are?
No.
People who love stuffed animals and toys just a little bit too much.
Yeah, but that's what we want. We want to find out the when you've... Because there's nothing... I mean, if you've just... Maybe that's what happened on that date. She went, I've got a lot of stuffed toys in my house. And you went, I'd like to see them. She went, you can only come and see them if you bring me another one. And he's panicked.
A life-size one.
Yeah, and nicked that one. So give us a ring and let us know. Or if you've committed a crime recently... I mean, what? You can say that. If you've committed some sort of crime, I mean, obviously nothing, it's got to be broadcastable, or you just want to own up to something. Think of us like a cross between Crime Stoppers and your local church confessional. Just give us a ring and let us know what you've been up to, and then maybe we could apologise to the person on your behalf and right the wrongs.
Oh, we're going to be apologising to someone. Here's the bees on Triple J.
Crime fighting. That's what we're up to now, crime fighting.
Oh, you've had a crack for an hour and a half and it's broken you.
Yeah. If I worked in a call centre, people would just... Because the trouble is, my head just sort of like... When it goes into meltdown, you know, it just sort of... If I worked in a call centre, I'd be ringing people up going, are you interested in double glazing? And after like 20 minutes, I'd just be going, they live in the trees. The tree-top dwellers.
Client in there before that with pornography, and we kicked things off with No Atmosphere from the Bees on Triple J. Ross
I'm glad
and Terri
that was
with
a
you.
song. We kicked things off with absolutely no atmosphere whatsoever. No atmosphere and rubbish music. There you go. It's a track, that's all right.
Now, we were talking about the giant Garfield that was
that's right.
stolen from a Victorian suburban shopping centre.
Yes.
And one of the things we're trying to track down the Garfield.
Yes.
Or someone who knows something about the Garfield.
Yes.
But you also put out the call, Ross, for stuffed toy people with the, you know, because we were speculating maybe it's on someone's bed. Maybe a girly girl who has stuffed toys on the bed has got a Garfield on the bed. And Emma from Caloundra has a friend who's into stuffed toys in a big way.
Yeah, oh, she's a freak.
She's a freak. Is she likely to have stolen this Garfield? Would she be the type if she could get her hands on it?
She loves Garfield. Every time she goes to the movies, she sees anything to do with Garfield. She's, I want to steal that.
And does
I'm
she?
serious.
But aren't you in Narra Warren?
Sorry?
Where are you in Narra Warren?
No, she's in Caloundra.
Oh, she's Caloundra.
I mean, Canoundra.
Oh, Canoundra.
Canoundra.
Yeah.
Not Caloundra, Queensland?
No, Canoundra, New South Wales.
Oh. Okay, and this friend of yours with the stuffed toy, I hate to call it a fetish, but it almost is, isn't it? Because what happened to you when you stayed over there?
Oh, well, she has all her stuffed toys on her bed, and she even has like a double bed and a single bunk, so there's like room for 3 people to sleep in this bed, but her and the stuffed toys sleep in there, and I sleep on the floor on an airbed.
Because you're not allowed to take the stuffed toy bed?
No, I'm not. I'm not even allowed to sit on it. It'll disturb them.
I think we know quite clearly what's disturbed in that bed. Yeah. So they have the double... So she's not even sleeping in the double bed.
No.
They have the double bed.
There's so many of them, and they're so big.
And how old's your friend?
She's 15.
It's borderline, isn't it, at 15?
It really is. It really is. And what, are they themed, or are they just general, just random?
They're sort of random, but she tends to, now that she's got a job, she tends to go out and buy really big, expensive ones. She has a big Care Bear, and she has a giant St. Bernard, and she calls it Bernard.
There's thinking.
So she's not very creative with the naming of her stuffed toys, is she?
Not really.
My goodness me. Well, maybe she has got the Garfield. Maybe we should send someone round to her house.
Police right now. That's quite...
I'm not sure there'd be room for it with all the other toys.
Yeah, sounds right. Thanks for your call, Emma.
Okay, no worries.
See ya.
Bye.
That set the bar pretty high, that there.
That's pretty hardcore,
Yeah.
not letting a friend...
Sleep in the bed.
Or even sit on it. That's a bit...
Yeah.
I wonder if she's a Virgo. Maybe she's very particular about her...
Now who's sounding mental?
I know, well,
But,
that's the kind of thing a Virgo would do, I'd know. Now,
so if you can top that, basically, I think that's gonna be hard to top. But, a bed specifically for the toys. That's gone one better than just having lots of toys, isn't it?
The only thing that would top that would be a room set aside. Because sometimes people who collect things, like people who really collect things, I've got a bit of a thing for, frogs, and there's a ceramic one on the kitchen windowsill. People who collect things often have entire rooms of their houses devoted to their collections.
Well, I must admit...
I would feel disturbed just opening a door and just seeing a lot of little furry faces looking back at me.
I have to admit, I do actually have... It's not really a room, it's more of a shed. It's too small to be a barn. It's too big to be a shed in my house in England. And that's got... I collect toys, and sometimes people get a bit freaked out.
What sort of toys?
I've got everything from... I do have a stuffed toy. When I was in South Africa, I got Bishop Desmond Tutu. A stuffed toy of Desmond Tutu, and he's got the little hat that you take off, and his bald patch and everything. He's got the full, and sometimes you see something, and I've got one thing, and it's I've got a Ninja Turtle,
Yes.
And it's like, you know, Stretch Armstrong, the child's toy. It's like that. And I bought this. I was in Dubai, and it's an Italian company that don't understand English, and it's the wrongest thing you've ever seen because they've just written on the front, and there's a picture of the Ninja Turtle being stretched, and underneath it just says, "So elastic, they're spastic."
Oh no!
And they clearly don't understand English.
They don't know what they're saying.
And thousands of these were made. And I thought,
that's unfortunate.
I'm having that. So I sort of had, but not in that respect.
Now, speaking of unfortunate, you put the tease out. You teased people with it. It's about time we gave the people what they want.
I found this track, right, and this essentially is the early work of Delta Goodrem.
Is it confirmed? We suspect. We strongly suspect.
I mean, look, it sounds like it. So
Maybe we'll play it and
you
be
decide.
the judge.
It's got Delta's fingerprints all over it. Her adult feature porno masterpiece. See, it's already got the Delta stamp on it, hasn't it?
Sounds like it. I'm not quite sure where the porn bit.
Just let it play.
Okay.
Go out. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
That's what she was up to.
Yeah. Out of the blue. Yeah. Talking about blue. I'm at you. Oh, I'm at you. Ooh, I want to meet you again.
Oh my lord, it's quite confronting.
You can't deny that, can you?
That is. Yeah, it's great that you found that.
Yeah. I like to think of somebody lying on a bed of soft toys and making sweet love to that right now.
You're listening to Triple J. It is about 12 minutes to 12 o'clock. Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you. And, the plot thickens.
You see, it goes in one direction. Who knows where it goes? All we were asking was... The Garfield's gone missing from a cinema. Let's get that Garfield back. Let's use this show for some good in the world.
And we found out that there's more bad in the world.
There's nothing but evil.
Because a Garfield's gone missing from a shopping centre in Melbourne, and someone who calls himself Odie, and I'm tipping that's not your real name, from Chatswood in Sydney, that the plot thickens as far as you're concerned, doesn't it, Odie?
That's correct. Unfortunately, I did have to evacuate a friend of mine. I saw him helplessly sitting at Chatswood, and I didn't like the looks of him, so...
Because Odie, for those who don't know, Odie is the name of the dog in the Garfield cartoon, who is Garfield's, best friend and nemesis, all in one, really.
That's correct.
And so you, Odie, what did you do? You saw your friend, i.e. Garfield.
That's correct. I saw him sitting there helplessly in Chatswood all alone on his lonesome, and...
At the cinema?
I couldn't bear looking at him any longer, so unfortunately my friends and I had to help him escape.
You liberated Garfield from a cinema in Chatswood?
That's correct.
And has there been in any of the local papers, has there been an appeal for his return?
No, there hasn't been any appeal at all.
Was he a big one as well?
Yeah, he's quite large.
1.5 metres?
All I'm saying is, yeah, at least. He's safe and well. He's eating nicely. He's still looking round and plump. He is happy to be returned home.
So you're making a kind of an anonymous, g'day, I've done that.
That's correct.
I can't help you with the one in... You're not responsible for the one in Melbourne?
No, unfortunately not.
Unfortunately not.
Unfortunately
no,
not.
I mean...
You fancy yourself as some kind of stuffed toy mastermind.
That's correct.
Stealing.
It's not an easy task.
Well, take us through it. Was there a decoy involved? What happened?
Let's put it this way. It was a 3-man job, and it went down very smoothly, and that's all I can say, unfortunately.
And did you... I mean, don't give away too much of the plan, obviously, but did you wait around till after the foyer was clear?
No, we actually thought we'd do it in complete chaos with plenty of bystanders.
Oh,
wow, that's brazen.
Yeah,
it was. It was more of an adrenaline rush than anything else.
It was more of a snatch and grab than a heist.
Not necessarily. It did involve several levels within the complex of where Hoyts is situated in Chatswood.
Tell us the plan. You've got
I can't unfold the plan, unfortunately. If you'd like to call Hoyts and get security footage, you're more than welcome to view it yourself. And I'll tell you my address afterwards. If you could send it to me, I'd be happy.
Do you see it as kidnapping or theft?
I see it as kidnapping, because what is he going to do? He's going to sit there a few months and he's going to disappear, go out the back of Hoyts and get sent back to the companies and do nothing.
So you were saving him?
I was saving him.
Are you sure he wasn't going to be donated to, like, say, a children's hospital?
Let me put it this way. Once Garfield's had enough of his little holiday, if he suddenly appears at Ramwick's Children's Hospital, then you can just thank Odie for that.
You know what I think would be a marvellous thing?
What's that?
If you were to take him down to the Children's Hospital, right? Because essentially what you're doing there is you're giving a gift of stolen goods. Right? And we'll see just how much love there is in the hearts of the film people. I don't know who released the Garfield movie, but we'll see just how heartless they are.
If they ask for it back.
Like if you take that down there, any children's hospital, we don't want to know, take it down there and then give it as a gift, right? And then we'll just see whether or not that particular film company goes, hey, we want that back. That's it. Will you do that for us this afternoon?
I'll consult with my other parties. Once we get together, we'll have a brief meeting in relation to Garfield, and we'll get a general consensus and see how we go.
Can you get in touch with your co-conspirators by 2 o'clock?
Of course.
Brilliant. Well, listen, ring us back. Let us know what you're going to do. Take it down to hospital, because honestly, as soon as we know it's in their possession, we're laughing. We're off.
Done.
Brilliant.
Leave it with me, and I'll get back to you.
All right. Did you? I'm just curious to know, when you stole it, did you think about the consequences? Did you imagine that you might be sitting in a jail cell, surrounded by a bunch of big burly blokes, and have one of them say to you, "What are you in for?" And you would have to say, "I stole a Garfield from a cinema."
We don't think of the consequences. We're just young juveniles who just go ahead and do anything.
Because I'm tipping that if you said that to a big burly bloke in prison, you would so be his bitch.
You'd be his Garfield.
That's exactly right. I'd be his Garfield.
All right, well, thank you for your call, Odie.
Anytime. I appreciate your time. And I hope that you can have a little bit more help in getting down Garfield in Victoria.
Well, maybe...
It's a sad thing, isn't it?
It is. It's when people do that and then, we put the call out and they don't ring us up about it. I think it's very sad.
It's a sad thing, but it's also a beautiful thing. Because what could happen if your two fellas, because you're obviously repenting, and if the other two fellas involved, it might have been a crack team of 7 or 8. But
I was just a little bit disappointed that our Garfield just wasn't missed from Chatswood.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it didn't make the news, did it?
But
I was hurt.
But you know what's going to happen? If you take it down to that children's hospital, it'll make the news, my friend.
Don't you worry about that. Garfield will suddenly reappear.
Because this potentially has a beautiful ripple effect. You as the caretaker of the Sydney Garfield, returning it to a Sydney Children's Hospital, perhaps the caretakers of the Melbourne Garfield, which did make the news, that theft, or kidnapping or liberation or whatever you want to call it, if they follow your lead, if they pick up on you in the sort of Garfield network and go, well, we're going to send this one to the Melbourne Children's Hospital, that's beautiful. Then Adelaide's next.
Adelaide, Brisbane,
New
York,
fantastic.
Paris, London. I've got a feeling that other Garfields have probably gone amiss as well from Brisbane, Adelaide, and many other cinemas around the place. So
we could turn this into a bit of love.
It would be magnificent if you can get a hold of your fellas, find out what the score is, find the Children's Hospital. Let's make it happen.
Done. Leave it with me, and I'll talk to you shortly.
All right, we'll talk to you in a bit.
Thanks, Odie.
Enjoy your afternoon, anytime.
Cheers.
See you, mate.
Take care.
I faded him down.
You did, which is a shame, because he did a little bit of a, which I like. He made the effort,
This could start something very, exciting around the nation.
Well, I think now, because, what a great thing.
And criminal around the nation.
Nobody even knew. Yeah, people in Brisbane will be going, Adelaide and stuff will be going, let's go out and nick a Garfield so we can take to a children's hospital.
I heard Ross Noble say that I should steal something from my local cinema.
Yeah, you know what? I once stole, and I'm ashamed to admit it, and it's in me shed. I once stole. You remember the film Liar Liar?
Yes, the Jim Carrey film.
The Jim Carrey film. I've got a cardboard liar sort of display thing that it turns.
Yes.
It's Jim Carrey on each side, and it's sort of it just sat on the counter, and I got somebody to spill some popcorn and knock it in me bag. Yeah.
Well, you see, I used to work at a video shop, and we would get a lot of that promotional stuff, like the big cutouts or the quirky little displays and that kind of thing. And generally, it was cardboard. So when the promotion was finished, it would go in the recycling. So many people, though, used to come in and say, "Can I put my name on the back of that? Take that home when you finish with it."
Yeah.
What the bloody hell are you going to do with a cutout of Steve Irwin from... What? Why?
Yeah,
Why do you want this?
I used to do that as a kid. I used to have a gremlin. I used to have a little gremlin cardboard. Can I put my name on the back of that, please? And I had the original Austin Powers film. I had one of those as well. It's just there's something to do. You just have them in the house, don't you? Put them up. They're like a poster, but they're worth a lot of money, those things. They go websites go for a lot of money. I mean, I better not say that now, because it's just all the cinemas. We've been cleaned out.
We will be getting calls from people saying, "Where is our promotional material? It has disappeared from our premises. We hold you directly responsible."
All the children's hospitals of Australia are hearing it. I'm going, this is brilliant. We've had more gifts than we've ever received.
It's kind of criminal, but it's kind of generous
you know
at the
what
same
we are?
time.
We're broadcasting Robin Hoods. That's what we are. And you're all our merry men.
You'll be all right if you get sued. I've got no assets. What am I going to do? I'll leave the country as quickly as possible. But listen, hopefully we'll find out what happens with that. Remember, we're still looking for Big Kev as well. Yes.
The Melbourne Garfield. And
and hopefully we'll hear back from Odie.
It's Crime Stopping Day today.
I feel excited.
Yeah, can we get
this?
Can we get Kips?
I don't know, but we've got these. Does this count? Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you on Triple J, and smarten up.
Was that the sound of you throwing away a piece of paper?
It was.
Nice.
It was. I'm getting ready to. I'm casting everything off. I'm bracing myself.
Something's brewing.
Something is about to happen. We've had a call from our supervisor, our self-proclaimed supervisor. She's rung us up the last couple of days. Let us know how we go.
10 years of age.
Dear old Michaela.
The harshest critic.
From Old Mount Druitt, and she's laid the smack down the last couple of days when she's spoken to us. It's getting to the point where I'm a little bit scared of her. Are you there, Michaela?
Yeah. Why are you scared of me?
Do you like your theme music?
We've made you a theme.
Was that me?
No, we just thought we'd put some music on.
No, it's because you set us straight. We thought, hang on, this is a bit scary.
Some terrifying.
Are you dressing us down today, or have we done something okay?
No, you're going good.
Oh, that's all right.
We're going to have a happy Michaela theme now.
Oh, that's good.
What do you think about the whole Garfield theft? Are you a Garfield person? Are you a Garfield fan?
Well, sort of. I saw the movie and I thought it was great. And what the guy is going to hopefully do with the stuffed Garfield toy and take it to the hospital, I hope he does.
Michaela, can you remember what happened at the end of the Garfield movie?
They're all happy.
Oh, that's all right.
The dog back.
Oh, they did get the dog back. That's all right. It's just because I went to see the Garfield movie and and I'm ashamed to say I fell asleep. And I was woken up by somebody poking me, going, "Can you get out of the cinema, please?" Completely fast asleep, so I never knew what happened. But I'm glad they did get the dog back.
Yeah.
Now, did you hear our chat with Fairy Laura yesterday?
I don't know.
Yesterday
I think
afternoon.
I did.
Do you believe in fairies, Michaela?
No, but I'm a big fan of them. Well, sort of. Yeah.
You sort of do believe in them.
Yeah, I do.
Would you visit a fairy shop? If someone said to you, "Come and check out this fairy shop, it's got rain sticks," do you reckon that'd be up your alley?
Yeah, I went there. I went to a fairy shop with my auntie a couple of months ago.
Oh, okay.
Whereabouts was it?
In Kiama.
And what was at the fairy shop? Was it the real deal, or were you walking in going, "This is commercialism just gone nuts"?
No, it's cool. They got like stuffed fairies and stuffed teddies and all these little nicks and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
When you say stuff, do you mean... Oh, yeah, he looks at me as if to go, we're back on them crazy stuffed toys. When you say stuff, do you mean they were like, you know, your soft toys and soft fairies and stuff like that? They weren't actually like those hunting trophies, like they weren't mounted, like somebody'd hunted a fairy and mounted it on the wall?
No, I don't think it's possible to hunt fairies.
Well, don't they live at the bottom of the garden?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I think you just put a shoebox and some disinfectant down.
Oh, no, I did this little experiment sort of thing where you get, like, I'll tell you this for the little kids if they're listening.
Okay.
You get a bottle cap, like maybe off of VB or something. You put some milk in and then you put some, you know how you get those plastic stars, those little really tiny ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you put that in there. You put it under a tree, like on a full moon, at night, and then the next morning you wake up and it's gone.
So does that mean that fairies have taken them?
Yeah, unless it's evaporated.
When you say the little stars, what are they? Little plastic stars that, like, lolly stars, or what?
No. They're just like thin stars, and they're sort of like cut out.
Like silvery type.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those ones.
From any good stationery shop.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever done this? Scott from Brisbane rang up earlier on, and he told me that if you get flies and you put them in the fridge, they go a bit docile, and then you can glue them to a matchstick plane, and the plane will fly around.
No, I've never tried that, and I don't think I ever really want to.
No.
Flies aren't my thing.
No, they're not your bag, baby.
No.
No way. Well, thanks for calling us up today, Michaela.
Oh, just one more thing.
Yeah.
Yesterday, when you said there were 6 letters in Borange, how do you spell...
made a mistake, didn't
Yeah,
I?
there's 7 letters.
Ah, see, that's why you're our supervisor.
You are being corrected by a 10-year-old.
I should have known better. Spelling was my favourite subject at school, and clearly I've gone downhill since I left, haven't I?
Obviously.
Obviously. Michaela, feel free to call us back any time and let us know when we've, mucked something up.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, Michaela.
Bye.
Bye. I'm fading her down.
There you go. That's.
Do you think the theme freaked her out a little bit?
I think slightly, yeah. But I like the fact that just one more thing. Yesterday, you were wrong. You were wrong, and you were clearly not educated. But
what's scary about this? It actually sounds like Michaela's laugh.
It really does, doesn't it?
You spelled Borange wrong.
And then you wake up and you're sort of tied to a stick or something.
Oh my
dear.
Lord.
But yeah, Borange it's what did she say? 7 letters?
There's 7 letters in
Right.
Borange. Is that Borange? Yep.
Yes. If you don't know what we're on about, basically,
You should explain.
We invented a new word, Borange, which means rubbish, which we're trying to get out there into the sort of the psyche.
Somebody's already put it on the Urban Dictionary website?
Urban Dictionary, urbandictionary.com is a website, and at the moment, somebody, I can't remember the name, I think it might have been Steve or Alan, one of the two, he put it on there. Somebody else had invented, what was his name there?
Hang on.
Oh, he's up the top there.
Adam, there
you go.
Adam has written Borange, made up by Ross Noble on Triple J radio station, similar meaning to rubbish, as in that song is Borange.
Yeah.
So he's put song into the context of Triple J. Very
nice
good.
work. He has spelled my name wrong, though.
He has, and he's spelt triple with 2 P's, but we'll excuse that. He's put Borange on the Urban Dictionary, which means that you can go to that website, what is it, www.urbandictionary.com, and you can vote. You can give it the thumbs up or the thumbs down.
Yeah. And how many is there's like 7 different there's 7 different things that somebody said it's like the cold side of a pillow.
The cold side of a pillow. Someone else said the word created for the sole purpose of rhyming with another word that doesn't have any words that rhyme with it, i.e. orange. What else? Someone's been very general. A word that can be used to mean anything.
That's just not even trying, is it?
And someone's been very, very basic. Borange. Definition, a made-up word.
There you go. So go there and then find the one. What are we? We're number 2, are we, or 3?
He's number 2. Adam's definition is number 2. You'll see Ross Noble and Triple J. You can vote. You can give it the thumbs up if you agree with the meaning, and I reckon you should.
Yeah, and let's see, by the end of the show, let's have Garfield back with his family,
Let's see how many hits we can get on the Borange for our definition of it. And let's make the world a beautiful place.
Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you on the Jays, and I tell you what, it's getting exciting.
This show today should be called the Nerve Centre.
The Nerve Centre.
Because we really are. I can't remember.
You said Nerd Centre for a minute there. I was going to wake up.
I can't remember the last time I've been this things are happening here.
Well, we've been talking, just to very briefly recap, a large Garfield was stolen from a suburban cinema in Melbourne.
And somebody else has confessed to another one in Sydney.
Yes.
We haven't found the Melbourne one. We're still on the trail of that. Keep your calls coming. Let us know where that Melbourne one is.
Yeah, we're going to track it down.
The Sydney one, he's currently talking to his friends, and there's a possibility that he's going to take it down to a children's hospital.
And donate it.
And we're going to see whether or not the film companies are heartless enough to steal a teddy bear off sick kids. You know,
oh, no.
That's quality broadcasting right there.
And, people with sticky fingers.
Oh, hello.
Just using it for, I would argue, for good instead of evil.
Yes.
Now, we have a Mr. X from we'll just say regional New South Wales. Are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Bob. We'll call him Bob.
Bob, what have you done?
Oh, yeah, we stole a cardboard cutout of a nana from a walking frame shop.
A cardboard cutout of just a grandmotherly looking woman.
Yeah, full size.
Full size nana. Oh yeah, there's a name for a band right there. Full size nana. And what sort of position is the nana in?
Well, she just looks like she's like her hands are out, like as if they put a walking frame in front of it during the day when it's like open advertising.
Like a display for the walking frame.
Yeah.
So you've essentially got a life-size cardboard cutout of a nana sort of in a position where her hands look like she's gripping a hold of something.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be used for so much wrongness. I mean, the photos alone.
Where is it at the moment? Is it on display at someone's house now?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't got it anymore.
You haven't got it anymore?
I gave it to a friend.
As a present? Look, I've got a hot nana. I've got to get it off my hands.
He should have just slipped it into his bed.
It's a pretty big deal to get it too.
I bet it was.
Take us through that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it took about 3 people because the actual shop was in a big compound, had barbed wire fence, ring mesh fence around it.
Because I'm tipping those nanas go missing all the time.
Hey?
I'm tipping the nanas go missing all the time, so hence the security.
Yeah.
And so it's in an actual compound, like some sort of...
Yeah, well, it was a regional New South Wales town that sort of have a fair bit of security.
Right.
And I didn't get it, I was the getaway driver.
Follow that nana.
Mainly because I was the only one sober enough to drive, but the boys went over the fence and got the nana.
And had it been planned for a long time? Had you been talking for weeks about taking the nana, or was it a spur of the moment? We've had a few. Let's go steal a nana.
We had spoken about it. We drove past it a couple of days before and thought, that'd be great, just to have in the house.
So you'd eyed it off.
Yeah.
That is brilliant.
Yeah. And your friend, he's got a hold of the nana now. And what happens when people are coming round, when you had the nana in your possession? When people came round, because they're bound to go, hang on, isn't that the nana from the... No, but you know what I mean? They're going to go... They're not just going to go, I see you're into the older ladies, and she doesn't appear to be very expressive. You know, did you cover her up, or was there some sort of disguise? Or how did it work when people would come round? Say, like you had somebody call from the gas board or something. Was there a disguise for the nana?
Oh, we just used it to freak people out, pretty much. Like when you put the nana right up close to someone and the eyes staring right at you, it sort of freaks you out a little bit.
Is it almost as terrifying as Guy Sebastian, or not quite?
Oh, not quite that bad.
No, I didn't think so. So that's brilliant. So you've actually used the nana to freak people out. That's excellent.
Did it make the news when the nana went missing? Because, this Garfield that's gone missing has made the news in Victoria. Did it make the news in your town when it went missing?
No, it didn't. We hoped that it would, but it didn't.
I think whoever's got the nana should try and sell it on eBay.
Yeah. Oh, but that's kind of stolen goods, isn't it? You're not allowed to do that on eBay, are you?
No. If you can sell a piece of toast that's got Jesus' face on it...
Is there somewhere that you could, because it would be good to have a Nana amnesty. Like, is there somewhere in the town where you could sort of take the Nana... And, I mean, you might want to keep it, but would it be the sort of thing where you could put the Nana somewhere and then let us know where the Nana is and we could contact the shop and, sort of do a deal like that, or is the Nana staying with you?
Oh, no. As I said, I don't know where the Nana is anymore.
That's the thing with them Nanas, isn't it?
They're always wandering off. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much for your call, Bob.
No worries.
All right, we'll see you later.
See ya.
I'm fading him down. My goodness, hot nanas.
How do you when he was doing the driving, because surely the Nana...
She would have had to have been horizontal.
Yeah, exactly. So you're either driving along... Like, imagine the police patrolman, he's sat there. He either sees a drunk of bloke and runks, a car of drunken blokes, is what I was trying to say there. He either sees drunken blokes just with a horizontal Nana in a sort of a hands-forward, ready position, or... He goes, look, there's a car full of blokes and someone's Nana's just staring out the sunroof.
I think whoever's got that Nana... I mean, the toy has gone to a children's hospital, that makes sense. The Nana should be dropped off on the steps of the nearest retirement home. It's logical. It's not just dumping stuff anywhere. It's making a connection between the stolen goods and where it ends up.
Just put it into the retirement. Just put it into an empty room and see how long it takes somebody to realise. She goes, old Nana there. She's not really giving it large, but that's good. I mean, that's going to take some. That's going to take some beating. If you've stolen anything better than a Nana. So we've had a Garfield. We've had 2 guaranteed Garfield thieves.
Yes.
And the Nana's...
Nana's great, because that's a bit out there.
But to steal a Nana from a compound, it's... I mean, getting it over the fence alone... Just the old lady's face emerging over the barbed wire. So give us a ring and let us know. Obviously, we're still trying to track down the Melbourne Garfield. And
well, on that, we've had someone, Laura from Narre Warren. Are you there?
Yep.
Now, you have a friend who works at the cinema that the Melbourne Garfield was stolen from, and you were going to go there this afternoon and try and get hold of the security footage of the theft. Is that right?
Yeah, I was.
And what's happened?
Well, I rang him up to make sure he was working and stuff, and he's gone in to go check the room where the footage is and stuff, and he worked that night, so he knew what night it was, and he got down the tapes, and the whole thing's a blank. The entire night has been erased.
Someone has erased the theft of the Garfield. Is that right?
Yep.
The plot thickens.
Hey.
We are going to get to the bottom of this.
That sounds like an inside job to me.
Does your friend, if your friend was working the night that it happened, was he, was he aware? Was he the one who raised the alarm, or what were the repercussions for him?
He said that he was on cinema duty, where they have to patrol around. They go into the cinemas and check that no one's stuffing around, and one of the cinema Nazis that goes through and tells you to take your feet off the seats, and yeah. And
so he didn't see anything. He didn't hear anything.
No. He came back into work the next day and they're like, the Garfield's gone.
It was big news. Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for your call, Laura.
That's okay.
All right, we'll see you later.
Bye.
I faded her down as well. The plot thickens.
So it's an inside job, we reckon, on the Garfield front on Melbourne.
I reckon, if not by the end of the day, by the end of this week, we will have gotten to the bottom of this.
It's got to be done. And also, we want to know, are there any other cinemas with Garfield still in place?
And will they be taking security measures in light of the thefts in Sydney and Melbourne?
Exactly. If you're a representative from one of the largest cinemas, or just somebody that works there that's a bit bored of making popcorn, give us a ring.
And selling it for $50.
Exactly. $200 for a small thimble of popcorn. But give us a ring and let us know if your Garfield's still intact and is security being heightened.
Ross and Terry with you. We are taking calls on what people have stolen. If you'd just like to, recap, I just want to check we've got someone on the line.
Yes, well, basically, it started off with a Garfield. Where were we?
Garfield, we're going to go to you first, mate.
Sorry, that was quite funny there. I was about to recap and I thought, of course, you're not mute, are you?
No, I should have done that. But we're very excited. These calls, seriously.
They're amazing. But we nicked something a while ago, which we kind of want to say, but obviously our identities are known.
Well, hang on, let's do these first and then we'll figure out a way of doing that. We've got Goffer from Wodonga. Are you there?
Yes, Sam. How you going, guys?
Okay, we're not too bad now.
Good, yeah. Very excited, to be honest.
Oh, we're very excited about your story.
I know where to come when I need hot stuff. I'll buy it straight off you guys directly.
Yeah, it's gone from we're just fencing stuff.
What did you steal?
Oh, quite a few years ago, about 16 years ago. I was about 10. Got a couple of older brothers, about 8 years older than me. We went to a local playground in Wodonga, and we knocked off one of those Yogi the Bear, the fiberglass Yogi the Bears with the swing and sort of seesaw sort of things.
Yeah.
Big fiberglass ones. Yeah, we knocked it off.
Was that difficult to do?
It was. It took about 5 miles to look out. And we used
How old were you at the time?
I was 10.
10-year-old look out.
Yeah, I'll look out. Well, you've got to do that sort of thing when you're young. You've got to look out for trouble.
And your brothers?
Yeah, my brothers were the ones they had hacksaws. They took it in turns and they cut the spring. Once we eventually, it took probably about an hour and a half to cut the spring because it's like really, really thick spring. Eventually cut the spring. Off we went. One brother on one end, the other brother on the other. Picked up the Yogi and off we went. Took it back home.
And what'd you do with it?
Showed it to Dad. Dad was pretty impressed. He put a new spring on it, set it in concrete, and it's still there to this day.
Your dad put a new spring on it, set it in concrete, and set it up in the backyard so that you could play with it.
Yep, it was awesome.
So your dad, I'm sure, we're not disputing the excitement involved in a spring-loaded Yogi Bear.
No.
So your dad,
just reiterating.
Did he not say something like, "Oh, you appear to be covered in steel filings. You have red raw hands, and you have a large Yogi Bear. That can't have fallen off the back of a lorry, surely."
Actually, it was funny because Dad said, put it behind the tree until I tell Mum about it.
Your dad's a champion, and Goffer, so are you. Thank you for calling us today.
All right, take it easy.
Alrighty. Oh, that's brilliant.
I bet he also was stealing picnic baskets as well, as his yogis want.
I think we've got, is it Grub?
Yep.
From, we agreed to say regional New South Wales to protect the guilty, not the innocent. What did you do?
Well, I had a couple of mates that stole Ronald McDonald from McDonald's.
You stole a Ronald McDonald, it was like a statue of Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, those big ones that sit in the seat.
So he wasn't dancing around performing at a kid's party and you just bundled him.
Fighting you off with balloons. Get off me.
No.
It was a 3D one as opposed to just your 2D cardboard cut.
Yeah, like a big, normal rule-sized person.
They sit on like a bench, don't they?
Yeah.
And what did you do with the Ronald when you stole it?
It was taken to a party and sat in a seat at a party.
Like the guest of honour.
Yeah.
And did you? What did you do with the Ronald after the party was over? I imagine he would have been covered in alcohol and chips, and probably would have scored a pash during the night. What happened afterwards?
The next morning, the police turned up because they were dobbed in.
Someone blew the whistle.
Yeah.
That's not on.
No, not really.
That's un-Australian. When a fellow Australian steals an American icon, and you blow the whistle on it, that is un-Australian.
It should have been. It looked good sitting on the back seat.
I'll bet it bloody did. And did they get in trouble?
They worked their way out of it.
How many years do you get for stealing Ronald McDonald from McDonald's?
No, I shouldn't be getting any, but...
Oh, man. Thanks for your call, Grub.
No worries.
I'm fading him down.
He faded. I remembered, actually, this just come back to me. My wife told me that she and her friends stole a Kramer. You know those cardboard cutouts of Kramer?
Yes, from Seinfeld.
Yeah, when he did the mobile phone thing. They nicked that, put it in the car. Somebody saw them do it. Police contacted, came straight to the house. They want it back. A lot of trouble. Can we have the Kramer? Okay.
No way.
Yeah.
Come out with the hands up and bring us the Kramer.
So that's pretty impressive. Yogi Bear, Ronald McDonald.
Well, let's see what we get from. Is it Jaron?
Hi, how are you?
From we're just going to say the whole of Tasmania because you don't want to be too identified. What's your story?
Well, actually, we stole a cardboard cutout of Chopper Read at the world premiere of the Chopper movie from Hobart.
Right, so it's a big premiere, there's paraphernalia lying around and you've gone for the big money.
Yeah, it was sitting in the front door for ages. It's like nothing ever happens in Hobart.
Yeah. You've just given away where you are.
The biggest thing that ever happened, like, was a movie, world premiere of a movie. And Eric Banner was there, and Vince Colosimo, and Chopper Read.
Chopper Read was there.
It was a good job you selling something from Chopper Read while he was there.
It's a good job you didn't actually get a hold of Chopper himself.
That would have been something.
And was there any chance of you getting caught at this premiere? Were there any people there that would likely have, you know?
Well, basically, there's no celebrities in Tasmania, so the people at the world premiere were just policemen and ex-policemen.
And at any point, did anyone say, "You there? You're stealing that"?
Oh,
and what did you do with the chopper?
We kept it in our house, but the thing is, because nothing happens in Tassie, it was like a full-page thing on the chopper being stolen, so we got a bit nervous. But
did you bury the chopper in a shallow grave in the backyard?
That started a whole George spate of people stealing chopper reeds.
Oh, well, are they just lying around, Hobart?
Every time they put a new one up, someone stole it.
That's great.
So basically, there's a huge amount of choppers out there.
See, if we
because you wouldn't get your house burgled, would you?
If you had choppers standing in the front room.
Choppers there, better not.
But this is interesting, Darren. I don't know if you heard us saying, you know, the Garfield, we're going to return that to the Children's Hospital. The Nana, whoever's got the Nana.
You're not suggesting.
There is not a chance of me taking that chopper.
Can't you drop it off to the police station?
Chopper Reed at a children's hospital, I know you were going to say. Mummy, who's that big tattooed man?
Can you drop him off at Macca's? I don't know. Where would you drop off a Chopper Reed? Someone's still got it, haven't they, Joan? You haven't told us the full story.
What happened to the chopper?
Well, someone's got the chopper, but I don't actually speak to them anymore. So.
Oh, well, let's hope they're listening.
If you're listening and you've got a chopper, 1800 055536, we've got a job for you.
Yeah, because I wonder how many actually went missing. Because if a few of them went missing, you know, because the Garfield's not an isolated incident.
Yeah,
we're going to have to put this on our map.
I think they ended up putting it on a chain.
On a chain.
Chopper on a chain.
Just to be able to say, come around to my place, I've got chopper on a chain. Jaron, you're a star. Thank you very much for your call.
Okay, thanks.
See ya.
Bye.
I faded him down as well.
Yeah. That could work.
That could be the Flaming Lips.
Yeah, it could be, couldn't it? Yeah.
They'd be up for that.
They would be. Oh, shall we try? Never mind searching for Big Kev tomorrow. Let's try and find the Flaming Lips and get them to do a cover version of that.
Well, someone already rang up and asked how they could vote for it in the Hottest 100. And I bloody told them.
Excellent.
You can head to the website, triplej.net.au, or you can...
We just wanted it 100.
We just want it in.
In 2 weeks' time, that'll be number 100. It'll make it onto the CD that's released in shops.
It will.
Yeah. Oh, we should have called it the Borange Song.
The Borange Song. It's Ross's.
It's Ross's theme.
Ross's
now.
theme.
Yeah.
It's your theme. Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis with you on Triple J. We've been talking about things that people have stolen.
And it seems that the whole nation is
sticky-fingered.
You can't help yourselves.
Leonie from Mingan, Western New South Wales, rang and told us about her friend who is a criminal lawyer. And while working as a criminal lawyer, she attended church. There's that bloody fly again.
He's back. My Army Air Force / land-based insect force.
She was in church, and the criminal lawyer stole the church collection plate, and she now uses it as a fruit bowl that has pride of place on her kitchen table.
But is that not confusing when religious people come round? Do they think she's taking some sort of fruit collection? They have to drop some strawberries in or something.
Reese from Victoria, he and his mates, who clearly know how to have a good time, go around stealing solar lamps from people's lawns. You know, the little ones that you just poke into the ground that aren't actually wired up?
Yeah.
He and his mates steal them from other people's lawns and then put them on another friend's lawn, the same friend every time. So every now and then this friend wakes up and he's got a lawn full of solar lamps.
That could be quite dangerous if they were to do it in strips. They could redirect aeroplanes. Landed in someone's garden.
Gary from Newcastle has a friend who has a cardboard cutout of Angelina Jolie in his bedroom. It is a life-size.
Now, is this something that he stole, or is this just
so.
something that he might have bought from from a collector's, from an Angelina Jolie novelty shop.
Something that he specifically hunted down and wanted very badly.
I've worked out, I basically, we're not going to get in trouble for the thing that we nicked because I put it back and then somebody else nicked it. So strictly speaking, there used to be... can I do this now? We're going to talk to people.
Do you want to... I've got a mobile on the line.
All
so
right,
do you
okay,
want to... We'll do this.
Yeah,
we're teasing your story very nicely,
We'll tell you
aren't
about what we nicked at a later stage.
Amber from Adelaide, you stole something?
Yes, that's correct. It was a long time ago now, but when I was in America as an exchange student, we actually stole our school's mascot, which was a bobcat.
Right.
And took it to our rival school and mounted it on the back of their tiger.
Their tiger mascot.
Yeah, their tiger mascot. It was almost the end of season, and we were actually winning for the first time in about 10 years or so. So it was pretty amazing stuff. And they came to school the next morning and saw the tiger being mounted by the bobcat, and yeah, it was.
They weren't live animals, were they, Amber?
No, thank goodness.
You didn't force them to do things that they really didn't want to do.
What kind of crazy animal child would that be?
Well,
a bob lion, it'd be.
A bob lion? Lion bob? I'm not sure.
Oh, nice. Well, that's sending a fairly definite message when you do something like that, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. But when you're 16, it's even more hilarious, I think.
Nice work. Thanks for your call, Amber.
No worries.
That's pretty good work. That is pretty good work. There's a Christmas theft.
Yeah. This really has turned into...
Isn't that a nice phrase?
You even said that as, there's been a Christmas theft. And tell you what, because there was that story on the news, wasn't it, over Christmas, of those people that had the baby Jesus nicked from...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What?
No, the baby Jesus... You know these houses that put all the lights up and stuff?
Yeah.
And there was a family, and they were on, like, current affair, something like that, and I think the line... I shouldn't have laughed, because it was a terrible thing. He was just trying to make the children happy.
Yeah.
But he just went, like, even style a baby Jesus, you know? And somebody sat there going... Somebody walking in saying, oh, have you got a kid? You're doing a bit of babysitting? That's the baby Jesus, that is. You better have myrrh in your bag. If you haven't got myrrh, you can get right out.
Well, on a similar note, Glenn, who wants to be known only as being from country Victoria, what did you do at Christmas time?
We actually went into one of those houses and went into their front yard, and we...
The decorated ones?
One of the decorated houses in a rather prominent street that was very well decorated, and we took a 4-foot Santa.
You stole the Santa?
Stole Santa.
And you didn't just steal it, did you, Glenn? You did interesting things with that Santa.
We took him on a bit of an expedition. We every time we went, so if we went fishing or any activities we went on, we took photos, and one by one we would put little notes of where he is, and we'd put them back in the people's letterbox just to let them know that he was still okay.
So you took, for example, a photo of the Santa in the fishing boat with you, and then, wrote, "Wish you were here, love Santa," and popped it in the letterbox of the people who owned the Santa.
Yeah.
And did you ever give the Santa back?
Yeah. We had him for about 4 weeks, and then late one night we sat him back on the front doorstep with all the negatives.
You know what I like about that, Glenn? The attention to detail.
Yeah. Well, there's the negatives for you, just so that you know that the pictures of the Santa... up to no good. It's not going to spread. The kids aren't going to see those pictures. Or the negatives, you can destroy them, and the kids will see that he's helping the people of the world, and not out there fishing.
You're a cop, aren't you, Glenn?
No.
Oh, that didn't sound like a very convincing no.
No, definitely not.
Thank you for your call, Glenn.
No worries, thank you. Bye.
Faded him down.
Nice.
Now, our final caller is actually... We're doing a lot of callbacks. We've only had 3 days on air, and we're doing a lot of callbacks.
Yeah.
Final caller, our interview subject from what day was it? Monday.
Oh.
Robin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Robin, we had a chat to you on Monday about...
I know. Can I just say, I don't usually ring radio stations all the time.
Sure. Yeah, you and Fairy Laura. No, we never call the station.
We don't ring in.
Now, we had a chat to you, that as you are a former employee of Status Quo
Rick
guy...
Parfitt.
Rick Parfitt.
Yeah, but this is about a different previous life.
Okay,
No.
this is one of your many previous lives. So this is not your previous life as an escort. This is your previous life as a thief.
Well, it's my previous life as the wife of an international businessman.
Right, and what happened?
Well, he was holding a function. He was hosting a function at the RACV club.
Right.
And all his employees were there. And it was quite a big deal. I don't know if you know the RACV club. It's very, wanky.
It's very la-di-da, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was really angry with the RACV club because of their attitude, and I'd had dealings with them on a previous occasion. And so during the course of the evening, I stole a silver candlestick that was in the middle of the table.
It's the only way to show your protest. For me, if I'm angry with a large organisation, if I haven't stolen some form of silverware, you're not registering your disappointment.
So it was like a big, fancy, expensive candelabra.
And they were all saying something about it, like the food and this and that. And I said, well, actually, I hate them. And I put the silver candelabra in my bag.
Good girl.
Yeah.
That's what I like about a large handbag. You can fit a lot in it.
But someone there that was taking video of the party took some footage of me doing that. So I was disappointed. I was thinking, when we were first talking about people, stealing things, and I thought, I could bring up the RACV club and go and direct them to my ex-husband's stash.
So hang on, let me get this straight. You're no longer with this guy. He's your ex-husband.
No, he's affectionately known as the evil one now.
Right, so it was an amicable separation. But he's still got the thing that you stole, the very expensive thing.
He kept the silver.
He kept everything, including the stolen silver. And but I can't really do that because somewhere there's a tape of me putting it in my bag.
Right, so you could ring him up and say, if you want it, he's got it. But really, someone could go, but hang on, he didn't steal it.
But he still received it, though.
He's a fence.
That's true.
Yeah, strictly speaking.
Thank you for your call, Robin.
You're welcome.
And take care.
Bye.
Oh, that's great.
Because silverware's what we nicked.
Ross Noble and Terri with you at around about 25 minutes past 1.
No second name for you.
Oh, what did I say?
You said Ross Noble and Terri.
Oh, what's my name again?
Psiakis. You see? I mean, I'm
So someone's stolen my surname.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
You put it down for a minute. They're in there with their
took my eyes off it.
Tools and that.
Second, you know who
I'm not.
did
You
it.
can Terry if you want. I mean, I'm not.
I didn't even realise I did that.
Yeah, you just. I mean, I like it. It was informal, but it was. But it just, the way you said Ross Noble and Terri, it made it sound almost like the sort of novelty ventriloquist act. Here comes Ross Noble and Terri. Can I sing me song? No, you can't, Terri. It had that kind
Drink a glass of water.
Frankie Desmond and Toodles the Duck.
Yeah, there used to be a regular on Hey Hey It's Saturday. There was a guy who did. I don't know whether it was a regular Red Faces act or whether he was a legitimate act. But as a kid, I was mad for a ventriloquist act. Mad for it.
Was Ron Lucas ever popular over here?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously Strassman, but he's good.
Yeah.
But
is he?
You can't see his lips moving. That so they're by default. That's good, isn't it?
By definition.
The Ron Lucas, and he used to have Scorch the Dragon, but he was quite clever because what Ron Lucas used to do was all of his characters used to be like, hey, how you going? Hey. So they all had a slight kind of, so he didn't have to move his lips,
So he took the easy way out.
And there was a guy on the BBC in the 50s who, on the radio, and he was a ventriloquist.
On the radio?
On the radio.
That doesn't work.
Yeah, there was a guy and he was rubbish. He just used to go, what's that? Well, and move his lips all the time. And, it wasn't until TV came in, work dried up from, and people were going, did you really think it was going to But yeah, he was a ventriloquist and he was on the radio. I think he just,
Wouldn't a ventriloquist on the radio just be some guy who does character voices?
Pretty much, yeah, but it was in front of a live audience.
Oh, okay.
Like in the studio, but the studio audience could see him talking and all the rest of it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and there's another bloke, Ray Charles. No, not Ray Charles. You see, I always do this.
Oh, hang on.
It's Ray Allen and Lord Charles.
Okay.
Right? Not Ray... Did you know Ray Charles was a ventriloquist? He'd play a bit of a song.
Didn't he just die?
Did he?
I think so.
No, it was a while ago. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
When did Ray Charles die?
Someone will tell us.
It wasn't recent.
No, he's not dead. Someone stole him. And everyone's, well, he was getting on and he's not around. He must be dead.
He didn't know.
He had no idea.
Now, the thing is, on the subject, and I don't ring in and complain. I saw a terrible thing yesterday, which was... No, don't.
All right.
Apparently, and I didn't know what was going on, it was funny, but it was wrong at the same time. Did you know there's the Australian Deaf Games?
Yes, I saw a big advertisement thing at Federation Square in Melbourne, advertising it.
The Deaf Games
as an advertisement thing would do.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the best way.
I know.
With an advert. The Deaf Games, and basically it's like deaf people from all over Australia come down, compete in the games and stuff. You know, it's like the whatever, you know, the Olympics or Special Olympics or whatever you call them, right? But everyone involved has to be deaf, right? And last night I was walking through the city, and it was just people in the tracksuits. I didn't know what they were. I knew they were some sort of Australian team of some description. And I looked on the little embroidery, and it said, you know, Deaf Games 2005. And somebody sitting in a cafe, who obviously didn't know, just went, "Go Aussie!" like that at this large team. And they didn't matter. And they went, "Oh, never heard." And I thought, that's, you know, but I just went, "Oh, that's terrible." But at the same time, I couldn't help but chuckle.
But that's, again, you know, how Aussie's that? You see a sporting team, they've got an Australian flag somewhere, you don't care whether they're deaf or not, you just yell out some encouragement.
Go Aussie, you know. But the person...
It'd be worse if they'd yelled out Aussie, 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 because they wouldn't have got an oi, oi, oi. It just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Dave from Adelaide, now I'm going to get calls. He, speaking of things that were stolen, as we have been, he was at Adelaide Uni, an Adelaide Uni barbecue, at which a Hamburglar miraculously turned up. It had been removed from a McDonald's the night before. So what did they do with it? They hung it from a tree.
There you go. To celebrate the... But Adelaide...
That's quite great.
Last time I was in Adelaide, somebody stole a monkey from Adelaide Zoo. Now, that's not your Garfield. That's somebody stole a monkey from... And when I was on tour in Scotland, not so long ago, somebody stole 12 monkeys... And
sent them to Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Said, "I love your movie."
It might have been 10. From a local video shop. Not much of a story, that, to be honest. But no, stole like 12 monkeys from, I think probably 10 actually, but it was a large number.
Yeah.
It was certainly over 5. Monkeys from a small zoo in Oban in the Highlands of Scotland. That's going some. Once you're getting into full-on simian theft...
Simian theft.
If
they maybe they wanted to make a live-action version of Barrel of Monkeys, and they had a big barrel, and they just shoved them in there, and they thought, we can play this game with our rules.
Yeah, let's get a donkey. It's on for Buckaroo.
Now you're quite light-fingered yourself,
yes.
Mr. Noble.
That's what we're going to talk about. Is it? Right, I've got to admit this. What I did was I went into quite a popular supermarket in the Melbourne area. And there was was it like a cup, wasn't it? It was like a sort of...
trophy.
It was a trophy, and it was like, you know, for best deli, which they'd made themselves, which is cheating.
The deli or the cup?
I've no idea. The actual thing there had like best deli or...
So it was a really crappy looking piss-weak effort at a trophy.
It was big.
Yeah.
And I went in there, whipped it... like that, whipped it off the counter.
Gave it a quick shufty and took it off.
Shuftied it off, round the corner, took it to the hi-fi bar where the comedy festival... where
the festival club
was on. Went on stage and basically said, "Look, I've nicked this, I've signed it, I'm going to put it back, see if you can do it as well." So I signed my name on the bottom, put it back on the counter, and then about over the course of the next 2 weeks, they had to move this thing to the back of behind the deli counter. I took it off the counter itself. It was behind the thing. People were going in there, whipping it, signing their name, putting it back. And you did this.
Yes, now this was many years ago, and how things come full circle. How many years ago would that have been?
Oh, that was probably 2000 or 99 possibly.
Yes, I was one of the people who decided to do what you did.
Yeah.
Nicked it, put my name on the bottom of it, put it back. Ross Noble can do it, I can bloody do it. Yeah. And now, hello.
Yeah, it's all... Who knew? And it ended up quite a lot. But I have recently found out that somebody stole the cup and didn't put it back.
Oh, no, they ruined it.
Yeah, somebody stole... Obviously didn't sign the name. I mean, I signed my name first, so I'm in the clear on this score. And I believe it's still somewhere in the Melbourne area.
That cup is still lurking around somewhere.
There's a cup with many names. If you steal something and then put it back straight away, is it
theft?
Can you still be done for it?
Because it begs the question, doesn't it? If it was, not that you would pursue that cup, who cares? It's a cup in a deli. But if they ever got it back,
they will.
They've got all the names of all the people
that have stolen it,
who have stolen it on the bottom of it,
and forensic evidence as well.
You're listening to Triple J, Ross Noble and Terri Psiakis. With you, see, I said my surname.
Yep, nice.
I got it right.
I thought you were just going to say your surname and not your first name there.
Now, normally around about this time we have our interview.
Yes.
We
say normally.
We think the subject of yesterday, Fairy Laura, who promised, and we're taking her up to give one of us a psychic reading. Are you there?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and you're giving Ross a reading.
I'm sorry, Terry. It's just that he came up as a little bit more needy. You're doing rather well at the moment. So.
Needy.
That's news to me, but anyway.
Okay, we're going to time short to the point. So Ross, just keep an open heart and listen, darling. Okay.
Yeah, my heart.
No interjections.
Hello.
We can contact each other privately if you need explanation. But basically, right through January through to December, there's going to be some rather huge changes in your life, and you're going to avoid them. Which means that fate and destiny actually come in and give you a little kick up the, bottom, I suppose I should say, on radio, and you are almost forced to make these changes. So we're talking about pretty much a complete transformation of the way that you currently live, and perhaps changing, perhaps a change of career as well.
Is that ringing any bells for you, Ross? Are you planning on changing your career?
Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't, but
No, there is something really huge happening for you, and you, as I said, you're going to avoid it. But as you are avoiding it, and this is a profound and inevitable change, that the universe sort of tends to come along and do the kicking in the bottom, and it will just help you make the changes that you're avoiding.
Right.
There's lots of attractiveness and passion and gorgeousness in the year as well, but around April the shit hits the fan, and you start to feel...
that's comedy festival time, isn't it, Ross?
Yeah, it is actually.
Okay,
yeah, that's
you feel a bit...
That's when I'll be spending a month in Melbourne. Yeah,
okay, you feel a bit groundless and anxious and oversensitive, and your sense of proportion is totally out of control, and you find yourself worrying over nothing, and of course that is not going to get you anywhere.
Right.
But then getting back into May again, we start to move forward, and we feel sort of energised and virile and potent and wonderful. June is when this winding down of the old ways seems to begin. There's necessary changes that need to happen, but you, as I say, you avoid them.
Right.
So by August...
I think that's June's when I'm in New Zealand, actually.
Okay.
That says a lot, that.
All right.
Yep.
There is somebody who's an elderly lady with rather deep and intense emotions.
It's the Nana. It's the cut-out Nana.
The Nana. She's utterly forgiving of any offence against her, so I'd watch out for that one, and that's around June as well. July is when you really start to feel the changes, but August, if you haven't made the changes by then, as I said, the universe just steps in and says, "Hoop, Ross, there you go. You're going in that direction now." September sees you somehow involved with family, money or business matters. So basically it just talks about your roots and traditions, and it brings you back to your family.
That's quite bizarre.
I'm talking about your roots.
No, but that's quite weird, because that's when I'm back on tour in the UK, September.
Exactly, my darling. I told you my cards never lie,
yeah,
okay?
You haven't checked my website by any chance?
Bit of respect. No, I didn't even know you had a website, so don't be naughty.
Okay.
No, the fairy cards are very, very true to form.
Yeah.
All right,
www.fairycards. Yeah, go on.
October sees wonderful creation of just your arty stuff that you do. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's abundant.
You've not seen my act over me.
Wonderful. It's really fantastic for you and very artistic in October. November, again, there's more family stuff and celebrations. I do get a reunion of some sort in November, so I'm not sure what you're up to there.
Well, that might be when I come back to Australia.
Okay, there's big reunions and celebrations in November, and December finds you in a really beautiful state. I'm trying very hard to imagine this, but...
Victoria.
situation of nurturing and support and shelter and caring and comfort and really sensational emotional nourishment. Just by the way,
Yep.
February might see you sort of having a little windfall of some sort, whether it's a win or a gift or a legacy or something. I'm being told that you need to use it very, very wisely.
I think that's when my royalty checks come through. February. I think you've been. I think you've studied the website with.
Right.
No, I'm only mucking about. The thing is, I'm sceptical of this sort of thing, but only because I went to see a blind psychic, and quite frankly, it threw me off a bit.
A blind psychic.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a long story. We haven't got time now, but I'm gonna check these things.
Okay.
And maybe next December, I might have a trip up to your shop.
All right. Just be aware in March you actually start to desire some change, and that's where this all starts to happen.
Yeah.
And what is happening, that the desire for change should be followed through, because by avoiding it, all that will happen is the universe will come along, I say, and make the changes for you.
Right.
I want to say thank you to Michelle and Warren that came into the shop earlier as well. Not only did they do a wonderful interview on Triple J, but they bought things and they had readings, and it was just marvellous. And then more people came in and had readings, so it's been a buzz of a day.
Well,
thank you so much, Triple J.
We're glad to have helped.
I'm glad we've kept you busy, Fairy Laura.
Absolutely, thank you so much. It's been very
for
enjoyable.
That reading, and blessings be with you.
Blessings to you, my love. And Terry?
Yes?
I hope that more people say blessings to you, and not only when you sneeze.
Oh, thank you very much, Fairy Laura.
And if you ever need a reading, give us a ring.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See
I'm fading her down.
There you go. We must just point out as well, and I don't want to encourage anyone. I know you're probably going to tell me off for saying this, but we didn't put them to air, but we've had people on behalf of the Dark Arts ringing in as well.
Yes, we have.
We only put Fairy Laura.
Oh, yes.
We only put Fairy Laura on the air, strictly speaking. But
you've done it again.
Yeah. That was a pain in the arm there. Somebody. Yeah. But
it's the voodoo chicks getting at you.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
just for the voodoo lady who keeps ringing in. Look, I swear. No, don't laugh. I'm trying to be nice. Look. We might talk to the crazy voodoo lady. She's not crazy. The voodoo lady. We might talk to her tomorrow. Basically, there's a voodoo lady ringing in. And she was very angry, and then she wasn't so angry, and then I think she wanted to set me up with one of her friends, didn't she?
She wanted to do a lot of things to you, Ross.
But all
None
I'm
of them we
saying
can
is
talk about.
We've had the light arts, the fairy magic, but we've also had representatives from the dark arts.
Well, it's the way of the world, isn't
it?
The light and the dark.
So I just want to say to the voodoo lady,
please don't hurt me.
Yes, essentially. So hey.
She could do some interesting
Maybe
things
that's
to you.
what the change is. Maybe the change in March that I try and avoid is a dull thudding pain in my arm that turns out to be... But I just want to point out, I'm not mocking anyone, and if you do have access to dark magic, please don't use it. I'm only having a laugh.
Do we have Ben from Cairns on the line?
Yes, Ben is from Cairns is on the line.
Excellent. Now you're going to... we're good. How are you?
Yeah. Oh, pretty good on this lovely day.
That's good. You're going to provide us with our final...
Am I the last straw?
Our final...
instalment.
Stealing... What are we? Theft track.
Yep.
Theft
Well,
what have you done?
basically... What happened was on my Bucks night, we sort of went on a bit of a tour throughout Cairns, through different establishments, and one of the places was we had to go past the OK Gift Shop. And I don't know if you've seen the OK Gift Shop in various capital cities, but out the front there's got a very distinguished Asian gentleman who has his arm outstretched beckoning you into the shop.
Right.
And a couple of the lads, my brother namely, was the instigator, and we aptly named him Mr. Chode. I don't know, that's what his nickname come about. And he had a big lump of concrete, which was had him fastened to the ground. And one of the boys ran in and made a bit of a distraction, which was pretty easy in a brightly lit duty-free shop.
Yes.
And and then the took three of them actually to remove him and bring him on the way. And he actually come for a bit of a run. And
so he attended your Bucks night.
He attended my Bucks night, and also he's attended a lot of other gatherings since then. He's been at a lot of other barbecues and parties, and probably the best party out of all of them was the Australia Day Triple J Hottest 100 party. He was the mascot.
Last year,
when Jet took the number one. He was at the front door, like at the OK Gift Shop, and beckoning everyone inside, and he did a really good job. We've got lots of photos, and I have to send a photo to you guys, and for proof.
We'll get your details. We may have a website at some point.
Well, they'll be definitely present at this year's Hottest 100 party.
That's fantastic. You need someone to welcome people in.
Oh, mate, he's a gem. Big, big happy man, heaps of smiles, black suit. But the funny thing is that whenever he goes to a party, he actually stays at that house for a couple of weeks afterwards, and he gets a blanket put over him because you walk into wherever he is in the room, you walk into the room and you get a big fright because it's this big he's like 6 foot, like a big Asian man in a black suit standing there with a big smile on his face. It sort of startles you a little bit. So, but yeah.
Ben, we've decided that your story's so good that we're going to give you the opportunity to take Ross Noble's daily quiz.
Do you want to take the daily quiz?
Oh, yeah.
It's the band quiz.
It's the band quiz because we're really pushing it for time.
Okay, all right.
So here we go. I'm going to read out some bands. You've got to say band, not a band. Let's see if you can be a winner. No one's done it so far.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
Let's run with
it. Butter My Eyes.
What was that, sorry?
Butter My Eyes.
Butter My Eye. Not a band.
It's not a band. Bunsen Arseface.
What's that? Bronson Arseface?
Bunsen Arseface.
Oh, mate, I couldn't understand you then. I'm sorry.
Bunsen Arseface, Ben.
Bunsen Arseface. Eeny, meeny, miny, not a band.
It's not a band. No,
is it?
It's not.
Right.
So you got that right, yeah. Worm Burner.
Wait, what? Sorry?
Worm Burner.
Worm Burner. Oh, it's a band.
It is a band.
True.
Oxo-Cubans.
Sorry, say that again?
Oxo-Cubans.
Oxo-Cuban.
Translate it for me now.
Oxo-Cuban.
Quickly, we have to rush it. It is a band. Here we go. Here's another one. Deformed Cobbler.
The what?
Deformed Cobbler.
Deformed Cobbler.
Yes.
Oh, not a band.
It's not a band. Run Like a Fat Stump Monkey.
Oh, you're taking the piss now, aren't you?
Band or not a band?
It's not a band.
It's not a band. Too Fat for Swiss.
Too fat what?
Too Fat for Swiss.
You're seriously taking the piss.
Too fat for Swiss.
Yeah.
I feel like the woman at the Olympic Games who says it in French first and then says it in English after that.
Oh my God!
Band, not a band.
It's a.
Come on, Ben.
Come on.
Make a decision.
Quickly.
Not a band.
It's not a band, no.
Oh, serious?
Shmoo McMoo's Magic Poos.
You're definitely Shmoo McMoo's Magic Poos. Is that a band or not a band?
Come on, Ben.
You're kidding. No way.
No. Barry Sheen's Crazy Spleen.
Barry Sheen's Crazy Spleen. Not a band.
Johnny Hop and the King of Bop.
Oh, you're serious? You're freaking me out, man. That's classic. Johnny Hop and the King of Bop. That I don't know. It's a band. Oh, there we go. I'll say it's a band.
It is a band. It is a band.
God.
You're kidding.
How many left?
How many left? There's only a couple. Here we go.
Quick,
right, I'll give you.
I'm gonna quiz you, man.
Right, wrong kind of Stone Age.
Wrong kind of Stone Age. Band.
It is a band. Right kind of Amish.
Right kind of Amish.
Yep.
A band, not a band.
It's not a band.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Is that it?
I think he's got them all right.
He has got every single one right.
You're joking,
He's got every single right. Stay on the line because we're going to have to get your address because that's the first time it's been... And you know what you've won? You've won a large model of an Asian man.
Oh, no.
Stay on the line. We'll send you some
Stay on the line.
prize.
I think we might have a very interesting prize for you that might turn up to us tomorrow.
You never know your luck.
We may be able
pretty
to
much it.
discuss
We're
further.
still on the look for Big Kev. We still need to find him tomorrow.
Choppers. If you've got a chopper, I want you to send it to me. I want you to send it to Triple J if you've got a chopper.
Something, yeah, send them down.
A cut out of Chopper Reid.
We'll have a cut out nicked amnesty. You can bring him down. We're looking for Big Kev. What else are we doing tomorrow? Who knows?
I'm going to try and just control myself.
We have absolutely no... Yes.
You know, this is the love of diagrams to take us to the news. What a day. And no way out. We will be back.
On the Garfield was the original
at
thing.
At 10 o'clock tomorrow. Yes, the Garfield.
10 o'clock. We still want to find a Garfield.
My goodness. Have a good lie down, people.
You're listening to Australia's national youth radio station, Triple J. For more info, go to triplej.net.au. dot au, 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 dot au.